Hello, a very good morning to Professor Maya, Dr. Noaza, and also my fellow friends. My name is Tan Jun Hong. Before starting the video, I would like to introduce the subtopic for my group is about the inverse function. And next, I would like to introduce for you about the definition of the inverse function. What is the definition of inverse function? An inverse function is reverse operation done by a particular function. Hence, we write the function as f minus 1. Hence, what is f minus 1 is? The f minus 1 is read as the inverse of function. Hence, the negative one is known you as an exponent. Remember, and the f power of negative 1 is not equal to 1 over the function. After understand that, I would like to introduce about what is the condition for assessing acceptance of an inverse function. First, the first rule is the function must be the one-to-one function. How we can determine the one-to-one function? We can determine the one-to-one function by the horizontal line test. Here are the example of the horizontal line test. Next, the second condition is the every element in the codomain must be linked to an object. And next, I will introduce the relationship between the domain and also the range of the function and reverse function. First, based on the diagram, we can notice that the range of f will become the domain of the inverse function, and the domain of the function will become the range of the inverse function. This part of video will explain about the content of the inverse function.
Hi everyone, my name is Sandrana Tanuk. So today I will explain about the contents of inverse functions. So basically, they are divided into three parts. The first one is find the inverse function. Second, find unknown with inverse functions. And thirdly, prove that two functions are inverses. So for the first one, for example, if we have fx is equal to 3x plus 2. So what we need to do is we replace fx with y. After that, we switch x and y. After that, we solve the value of y and we get the answer. The answer is f negative 1x is equal to x minus 2 over 3. And then for the second one, you want to find unknown with inverse functions. So for example, we are given the function fx is equal to 2x minus 10, and you want to find f6 and the value of h such that 2f negative 1h is equal to f6. So for the f6, we just substitute 6 into these functions and we get the answer. The answer is 2. And then for the value of h, we just find the inverse functions, and then the inverse function, the value of inverse functions, we substitute into 2f negative 1h equal to f6, and the answer is h is equal to negative 8. So for the last one is to prove that two functions are inverses. So for example, we have fx is equal to x minus 3 and gx is equal to x plus 3. So we need to prove that fgx and gfx is equal to x. So we just substitute gx into f and fx into g, and yeah, proof. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Kimberly and I will be showing you guys the example of inverse function. Okay, for instance, you are given fx equals to 2x plus 7, and then you want to solve it like usual. You let y equals fx, and then here is where inverse function is applied. For instance, to find inverse, you have to find x in terms of y. And the final answer, don't forget to replace the y with x. Okay? And the second method to find inverse function is here. For instance, you are given fx equals to 3x plus 2. After replacing fx with y, don't forget to switch the x and y. As you can see here, x and y are already being switched. And for the final answer, you just have to copy the last step that you did. And when we are doing exercises regarding to inverse function. For example, this is the question, and you want to check the answer whether it is correct or wrong. You can go to this website, which is Symbolab, and you just have to copy the question here and paste it here to check your answer. Okay, as you can see, after pasting it here, it will show the step to do it and the final answer, which is cube root x plus 1 over 4. So, looking at here, your own answer, if it is the same answer, that means that you are doing it right. So, that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ahmad Zakri. Entry card number D2020-109-584. I get the part of real-life application for the inverse function. Inverse function is very common. It is the use of the work of engineers, mathematicians, architects, any kind of work that involves number, because it serves as the variable finder if we got a result. So, to show you how common it is, I will be using a very simple question, which will be, I have Alzheimer and I forgot my age this year. But what I know is I birthed at 2001 and this year will be 2021. So make it as a function. 2001 plus my age, which we will be using variable x, and the image will be 2021. So make it inverse, which we will be getting the image minus 2001, and we'll be getting the answer of 20 years old. That is very simple. To get into a more difficult question, I'm at this middle part of this long road, and I wanted to know how much time it is to get to reach that point. So to get the answer, we will go into my workplace. Now we have pretty much the distance and the time. What we could do is we can make it into a function, and then that function will be our speed. Divide it and we will get around 1.1 meter per second. I wanted to know how much time it needed to actually reach to that point accurately. We make a new function, but we use the time as a variable. So we have fx here, and then we have to inverse the function later, and you will get how much time that it needed accurately. It will get around 1 minute and 58 seconds. That is how accurate it is. There is many more that you can actually answer this question. You can use Symbolab, of course, and there is many more such as BMI website, which is pretty much how it's explained inverse function. Okay, I think that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Mervin, and for my part, I'll explain about the exercises of inverse function. So let's check it out.
Hi, my name is Mervin, and in this section, I'm going to explain on how to do the exercises of inverse function using the application that we just created using the word wall. Okay, so first of all, there's a link under the video that will straight bring you to this page. Okay, so without wasting time, I'll explain. Okay, firstly, you press start. So these inverse function exercises, press start. Okay, so as you can see, there's a question here, and then these are multiple choice. There are 8 questions in this application, so you just have to answer every 8 questions. So if you don't understand or you do not know how to do these questions, you can just skip to the next questions. Okay, yeah, for example, let's say choose the wrong answer, it will show the correct answers, and then you automatically go to the next questions. Okay, so I'll show you how after you have answered every questions. Okay, let's say you've answered all the questions, and then from here you can see what score you've done and then how much time that you used. So after you completed, you can see the show answers here, so you will know which question is correct and incorrect. Okay, for all 8 questions. Then let's say you want to start all over again, do again. So you can just start again, and you can just start or do all over again. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you.
In conclusion, the inverse function is simply a loose about undoes the function. Hence, consequently, the range and domain of the function and inverse function simply shrink. Hence, there are steps we summarize and show her first step, second step, third step, and fourth step about how to convert the function into the inverse function. And as actually, the inverse function is very interesting knowledge that can be applied in our real life situation. Thank you for listening, and here is the ending of the video. Thank you.